Flying might seem like an exhilarating adventure, but what goes on behind the cockpit doors is far from glamorous. From long hours to unexpected challenges, pilots face the unspoken side of aviation. Join us as we reveal the shocking confessions of those who navigate the skies every day. Smash that subscribe button to soar along with us. Number 10. The pressure to perform under stress. Flying a commercial aircraft isn't just about navigating the skies. Pilots endure immense pressure to ensure the safety and comfort of hundreds of passengers while managing stress and fatigue. It's a high-stakes environment with no room for error. The constant vigilance required can take a toll on their mental health, yet it's a side of flying rarely discussed in public. They juggle operational tasks, manage unexpected emergencies, and make life-altering decisions, all while keeping a calm and composed exterior. But beneath that professionalism, the stress often builds up, affecting their well-being. Number 9. The isolation of long-haul flights. Being away from family and friends for extended periods is one of the harshest realities pilots face. Long-haul flights can mean being away for days or even weeks, leaving pilots isolated from their personal lives. The loneliness can sometimes feel overwhelming, especially during major holidays or special events. Despite the thrill of visiting new countries, the emotional toll of constantly being apart from loved ones often goes unnoticed. For many pilots, this sense of isolation can lead to feelings of disconnection, contributing to mental strain. Number 8. Constant scrutiny and public expectations. Pilots are under a microscope. Every decision they make is subject to intense scrutiny, whether it's from passengers, airline management, or the media. In an age where information travels fast, even minor mistakes are amplified. Pilots are expected to be perfect and maintain flawless records, but they're human too. This constant expectation adds an extra layer of stress that few passengers understand. Any small error, no matter how inconsequential, could lead to a loss of trust or even damage their careers. They carry the weight of public opinion on their shoulders. Number 7. The impact of fatigue on pilots' health. Fatigue is one of the biggest concerns for pilots, especially with long shifts, jet lag, and irregular sleep patterns. The aviation industry's demanding schedule leaves little time for rest, and pilots are often expected to perform at their best despite being exhausted. Studies show that sleep deprivation can impair decision-making, making it even more dangerous for pilots operating on minimal rest. The toll on their health is undeniable, yet it's often ignored by airlines focused on keeping flights on schedule. Prolonged fatigue can lead to serious physical and mental health issues, making the job even harder for pilots. But the physical and emotional costs don't end with fatigue. There's also a dark truth about how pilots deal with personal struggles. Number 6. Alcohol and substance abuse in the cockpit. It's a controversial topic, but alcohol and substance abuse in aviation have been more common than most realize. Pilots have admitted to using substances to cope with stress and anxiety, while others have turned to alcohol to numb the emotional pain caused by isolation and demanding work schedules. Although strict regulations govern alcohol consumption before flying, the pressures of the job sometimes lead pilots down a dangerous path. It's a reality they face in silence, with their careers hanging in the balance. Yet many pilots remain reluctant to speak out, fearing the repercussions of being stigmatized. Number 5. The secret world of pilot training and certification. Becoming a pilot is incredibly demanding, but what most don't realize is that the training never truly ends. The initial qualification is just the beginning of a lifelong cycle of learning and being tested. Every 6 months, pilots undergo recurrent simulator checks, on top of regular e-learnings, ground school refreshers, and safety and security courses. They're constantly assessed, from English proficiency exams to technical updates and procedural changes. Each training is followed by strict checks, requiring pilots to meet high standards every time. The pressure to consistently perform is relentless, making the profession not just a career, but a continuous test of skill, knowledge, and discipline from day one until retirement. Number 4. Facing emergencies alone. Emergencies are part of the job, but when they happen, pilots often face them alone. In many cases, the cockpit is a solitary environment with limited support from the ground crew. Pilots must rely on their training and quick thinking to manage situations such as engine failure or severe turbulence. The weight of responsibility falls entirely on their shoulders, and they must make life-altering decisions in mere seconds. It's a pressure that most people can't fathom, but it's part of their daily reality. The isolation and responsibility that come with these moments can lead to an overwhelming sense of burden for many pilots. Number 3. The truth about airline priorities. Passengers often assume that airlines' number one priority is safety, but the reality is more complicated. Financial pressures and operational costs sometimes take precedence, leading to decisions that can affect flight safety. Pilots often feel caught between the demands of the airline and the need to prioritize passenger well-being. In some cases, these conflicts lead to unsafe conditions, but pilots are expected to handle them without speaking out for fear of losing their jobs. The pressure often forces pilots into difficult situations where they must choose between operational demands and their duty to ensure safety. Number 2. The risk of exposure to radiation. Did you know that pilots are regularly exposed to higher levels of radiation than the average person? Flying at high altitudes exposes them to cosmic radiation, which can increase their risk of developing cancer over time. This is a risk that is well known within the industry but not widely discussed. Pilots have long dealt with the potential health consequences, often without the support or recognition they deserve. But the number one hidden reality of flying is something that shakes the core of the aviation industry itself. Let's dive in to the most shocking truth. Number 1. The silent battle with mental health. Mental health issues in aviation are often swept under the rug. The stigma surrounding mental illness means that many pilots are hesitant to seek help for fear of losing their careers. But depression, anxiety, and PTSD are real problems that some pilots deal with while flying. The pressure to maintain composure while battling these challenges takes a significant toll, and the effects can be long-lasting. This is one of the darkest and most underreported realities of the aviation industry. Many pilots feel that they must hide their struggles to keep their jobs, but this only exacerbates the issue, making it harder to seek the help they need.